men want a traditional woman, but they don't want to be a traditional man. So you want a woman to come home from a job, clean, cook, do the laundry, take care of the kids, and you guys are both going to work. Do you see how that don't make sense?
No, it does make sense. And yes, I do want you to do that.
So you're telling me that a woman has to go work like a man every day, and a man goes work and he's tired when he gets home. A woman's not tired. She has to clean, cook, do the dishes, do the laundry. Are you kidding me?
First of all, yelling doesn't mean you're winning an argument. It's a sign of low intelligence. Your point is invalid, and you sound like the rest of these unwedded women talking about, I'm gonna go to work like you. Do you want me to cook, clean? If that was the case, so what? Yes, you're gonna cook, clean, do this and do that. And guess what? He taking the trash out, he fixing the house, he making sure this. Y'all have different responsibilities and different roles. A lot of modern day women don't even know that they're not fit to be a wife.
And you think I'm not fit to be a wife?
You know, the problem with this chick, and I think a lot of people don't realize, is like, it's so on point what he said. Like, intelligence is not really as common as people think it is. I think that we just assume that, you know, people match your IQ. And in most cases, people do, right? Because they lack a lot of it. But I find with her, you know, and a lot of these females, it's not that, you know, they want to go 50-50. What it is really is that they want to go like 0 or 100. You know, they don't want to be in the house. They don't want to do feminine things. You know, it's the lack of actual desire to be a mother. That's what I find. It's an interesting clip though.
You said stripping's not sex work?
No, because you're not fucking. I mean, I know as a stripper, I'm not fucking nobody. I'm up there getting undressed. I'm looking sexy as fuck, so I can walk out with my motherfucking bands. I'm giving motherfuckers dances, but they ain't putting no dick in shit. They ain't licking my seeing shit. We not doing shit. Like, that's for me though. Like, that's what I see. Some strippers it's what each person got their rule, but as I strip, I'm not no prostitute, because if I was a prostitute, I'll be out there fucking. I'll be like, hey, let's go in the back, let's for this amount of money, or let me come to your house and you for this amount of money. No, I'm getting all my shit by shaking ass. Give me your motherfucking money. Let me give you a motherfucking dance. Tip me. Take me out on a date. Buy me some expensive bags. Give me motherfucking money.
And that's what it's about with a lot of these types of females. It's all about money. So they're not the type of female or woman that really actually like apply themselves, you know, going to school or, you know, getting a job. You know, career and job is two different things, and they go into the career of S work, you know, OnlyFans and stuff like that. And this is where she's not really drawing a connection that when you do sexual things for money, then that's really, you know, prostitution. It's really that simple.
You feel me? So that's how I see. I just barely started stripping when I came out here to Miami.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever given a man a lap dance?
Fuck yeah.
Have you ever given him a lap dance and he, you know, came?
Yeah.
How is that not sex work
But
then?
I'm not fucking. Like, he ain't
How is that not sex
When you say
work?
sex work, I think of somebody actually fucking.
But
Like,
that's prostitution. Prostitution is actually having sex for money. Sex work is using your sexuality for money.
Also looking sexy.
So yeah,
well, then a lot of shit is sex work then. Like,
No, it's selling some type of sexual provocation
Looking
for
sexy
cash.
for money. That's
So
sex
I
work.
consider all of that to be prostitution.
So
but if you're saying hands off, I'm not, you know, all I'm doing is showing them my body, this or that. Okay, great. But you also grind on them until they complete.
Yeah.
How's that not?
happy.
That's prostitution,
when you say sex,
right?
I think about fucking.
Well, hang on.
You know?
Think about it logically.
You know, that was an awesome point. But the thing is, a lot of these females, they just live in denial. You know, they don't care. They actually don't care what you think. They don't actually care the circumstances, as long as they get into that bag or getting that money, you know, getting them 12 shekels, silver shekels, you know, then it's all good to them. But you don't have to actually have sex with someone for it to be a sexual act. You know, a BJ is not actual penetration, but it's a sexual act. Groping someone is not actually having sex, but it's a sexual act. And these things could be seen as SA. You know, So she knows what that is, but she's not going to acknowledge that because she's in Delulu.
What's the goal of a prostitute sleeping with a guy? It's to make him do what?
But it's saying putting their shit inside.
Yeah, I know
shit.
that. I know what he's. But it's to make them do what?
That's prostitution.
It's to make them do what?
Yeah.
Nut.
That's what it's to make them do, right?
Yeah.
So if you're doing the same thing that they're doing on purpose.
That's not
prostitution.
Like that with everybody though. For me, I don't see it as no prostitute because I'm not.
I know
fucking.
you don't see it that way, but what else could it possibly be?
That's not that. I'm a stripper.
She's a dancer.
I'm a dancer. Yeah, I strip. Like I'm not.
In order to make guys do what?
No, to make them throw their fucking money. I don't give a fuck about if they.
But why do they throw their money?
I gotta walk out with these $2 a night.
Why does a guy pay a prostitute?
You know, and that's the thing. Like with the black community, like. These females plague the community, you know. They don't care about any sort of morals, you know, or upright character or anything like that. They just worship money. So they're willingly ignorant. You know, ignorance is not an excuse for poor decisions. It's not excusable.
Because you're being provocative. He's saying
You're
just
using
because you're
your
being
sexuality.
Hang on. Why does a guy pay a prostitute?
To get off, you know.
To get off, and if he's paying you and you're getting him off,
but I'm not getting. That's rare. That's
you
rare.
already
that
admitted you have, right?
That's rare that happened though. That's rare.
Yeah, but you're trying. If he says, "I want you to grind on me," for sure, I'm gonna come. Are you gonna fucking take his money and do that shit?
If he's giving it right,
that's prostitution.
For the moment.
That's prostitution. How can it not be?
But I can see how you label it. But
well, how can you explain it to me how it's different?
I feel like a prostitute when somebody is selling a cat.
I don't want to hear that.
In a fuck way.
What if they're just giving blowjobs?
Yeah, I consider that too as a prostitute. Like, yeah.
Why? Because what does it do?
Because they're interacting with the sexual genitals.
Like you are when you grind on a guy's dick, right?
But I'm not sucking.
But you're grinding on his. What if a guy
and his
could
clothes
only?
Is on. He ain't pulling his dick out, and I'm sitting on top of
What if there's a guy out there who can't get off if he has sexual penetration of any kind? He can only get off if a girl's grinding on him. And so he pays you, and you come over and you grind on him to get him off.
So you consider that sex?
No, he's just saying there's weird.
Yeah, what else?
Like
well, what else is it?
Weirdos.
No, that's not sex though.
Well, no, it's not penetrative.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It's not penetrative sex.
Sex is only when.
But it's a sex worker. You're using your sexual organs and his.
Have you heard the term dry humping?
But sex is only when
dry humping.
You actually involve in those actual parts, like you feel me.
So let me ask you this then. Let's assume you know what the term. I can't say it even on YouTube. SA. It's short for sexual. You know what that term is, right?
Intercourse.
SA.
No, I don't know what that is.
Sexual assault.
Sexual assault.
Okay.
We'll say it one time.
Okay, you know what that term means? SA. Now you know,
I know
right?
what that means.
If a man reached over and grabbed a woman's breasts, what would that be? SA.
Yeah.
Yeah, without consent. Hell yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Right. 100% it would be. Where's the penetration?
Ooh.
I don't know, but I mean, I get what you're saying.
And that was a great point by Andrew. When you really think about it, it's like she can register in her brain that if a man was to, essay you, right, then it's a sexual assault. And she understands that it falls under sexual. So when you're out there rubbing or grinding on men on their laps and stuff like that, and then you're getting paid for it, it's sexual. And people that get paid to do sexual favors or perform sexual favors are known as prostitutions or prostitutes, if you understand what I'm saying.
In my eyes, I'm not ever finna consider myself no prostitute. I just barely started stripping at the beginning of March. I already made 10 bands stripping out here in Miami, shaking ass, doing all that.
No,
so I'm like, I'm gonna make my money talk, get signed my
I understand
music,
the motivation
but I'm not
for you.
fucking,
Let me extend it.
bag. You see what I'm saying? You know, she gonna sit there and say, oh yeah, but you know, I'm not fucking. But you are fucking, because you know what? You're fucking your mind up. And you know, what you play in your mind, you can't play it out. You act it out. So she thinks that, you know, she's winning in the short term, but in the long term, you're losing. But let them tell it. Money is the goal and God of everything. Let's keep going.
Olive branch, right? Yeah. I get that your motivation is you don't care. If you stood up on a stage and guys just threw you money to just stand there, you would do that in a second, right?
Sexy ass body, yeah.
Yeah, but so would a prostitute.
Yeah. But the difference is I'm not finna fuck.
Right. But you're doing the exact same.
I'm selling that dream. Look at my motherfucking body. I'm selling that dream.
And that's the problem. You know, she's proudly saying, I'm selling that dream. I'm selling that dream. But a lot of these females don't understand. It's not a dream. What you're selling is a sexual fantasy. And when you identify yourself as a modern day whore, then what's happened is you become a fantasy to a lot of these men. To be honest, all men, right? Maybe a lot of men won't desire to go there, but that's all you actually can be recognized as a sexual fantasy. You may not be his fantasy. You may be this guy's fantasy. You may be majority of guys' fantasy. You might be the least amount of guys' fantasy, but that's where you remain. Men don't look at that and say, oh, wife, oh, mother of my children. And that's what a lot of these females, they're not registering for many reasons. They don't, you know, they're young. They ain't really had a father or any sort of like male role model or presence in their life, you know, because that fantasy becomes their identity, and men, they just tune into that, or they eventually will tune you out. But she doesn't care about that because she wants the short-term win, which is the dollars and cents that she's getting. But that doesn't last forever. Doesn't really even last for long in most of these sex workers' careers.
But it is prostitution. Let me give you an example. A last example for your logic. If a man hired a prostitute, not a stripper, to come to his house and grind all over him until he came to completion, did she engage in prostitution?
I don't even know what an actually definition of a prostitute is.
Doesn't make you a prostitute because a man is horny.
If some guy came to you and was like, I bought a hooker last night, she came to my house and she grinded all over me until I came to completion. Would you say that she was a prostitute?
No, because I don't know what a prostitute is. So in my mind, I think a prostitute is somebody that pays for
If you don't know what it is, how do you know you're not one?
He's telling you.
Okay, well,
how do you know you're not the thing if you don't even know what the thing is?
Because I keep telling you, I just barely got into doing this shit. I never.
She has an idea of what she thinks.
Did this shit before, so I'm like, I'm not sure what all the terms and what this
and that is. You know?
Yeah, I'm telling. I'm explaining.
Now I know. Okay, now not surprised, but I don't got a problem with it because in my mind, I'm like, at least I'm not fucking.
You know, and that's the thing. A lot of these females, they don't experience money or affluent people, you know, or situations that, you know, are grander, right? So what they have is really an averageness about themselves, and they just thirst for clout. They just thirst to be like a part of the party. You know, a lot of people will sell their soul just for an opportunity to be noticed. You know, she's getting money and she's sitting here telling you that, you know, she actually doesn't even know what a prostitute is. Then if you don't know something, how do you not know that you are that something or not? And this is where, you know, intelligence plays a role, IQ and general knowledge, which she obviously doesn't have much of at all.
I don't want you to have any illusions about what you're doing. You are a prostitute. Now, you may not like to hear that.
I'm a stripper.
Right? But I just logically walked you through every scenario I possibly can to demonstrate to you you are engaged in prostitution. You just call it a name because you don't want to admit
so what
it's
is
prostitution.
A stripper then?
A stripper is a form of sex work and prostitution.
So anybody
it's basically legal prostitution.
And somebody come up and throw money, that's a prostitute.
So, okay, you know how GTA, right? Or you know how when there's like, you could take a stripper to the room and you could do something extra, right? You know how there's specific strippers that they don't engage in those extra activities. They just dance on the pole, right?
Yeah, most of them do though, don't they?
I'm just asking. So
most
is there
of them
like
do, though, right?
Is there a differentiation?
Let me ask the stripper. Most of them will engage in those extracurricular activities.
Yeah, and I don't. That's why I said I don't consider myself not being a prostitute.
I'm not saying you do.
Yeah.
I'm just explaining to you that if you'll grind on a man's penis until
I don't sit on the actual penis. I don't let them pull shit out. You can catch shit like that. They can keep their shit in, and I'll grind on top of your lap. But I'm not sitting on top of your penis because you could catch shit like that.
Okay, but you'll still grind on them until they come to completion.
Yeah,
That's
with
the point.
shit in his pants.
Yeah.
I grind on my nigga. So if I grind on my nigga and he throw money on me, I'm a prostitute.
Yeah. How are you not?
So if I'm married to my nigga, right, and I grind on top of him,
you can't be engaged in
I'm a prostitute.
If you're married,
it's the
you're
same
not.
Logic.
Listen.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You know, the ignorance is just like oozing off of this one. You know, it's like you can tell that she's never been around married people, and it's pretty sad to say it. You know, and that's the thing. Like, if you never really had a father or any male, you know, presence in your life, you know, then, and when I say a male presence, I'm talking about like a father figure, then you're not gonna see certain things in reality. It's just gonna negate your level of comprehension. And this is the thing, like, she's asking like ridiculous questions. If my ninja, you know, if I lap dance on my ninja and he throws money, like, what in the world type of situation is that? You know, and then you're gonna sit there and say, like, if I'm married to my ninja, like she actually asked this question, you know, in front of all these people and these cameras. What is that? And this is what I'm saying, you know, if you're married, you really wouldn't be performing anything like that. You know, unless that's what you guys do for fun, like role playing and stuff like that. That's different. That's just between you and your man. You can do whatever you like. But if you're married, you're not going to be a prostitute by any definition of the word, because you're not there to earn money through sexual favors. It's actually a relationship. And this is the problem with these females and black men. There's no real relationship because these females don't even have a relationship with themselves. Their relationship is with the god of money.
If you're married, you're not engaged in prostitution.
Can I ask you a question?
That's insane.
That makes sense. I'm a
How does it not make sense?
I'm a stripper, baby. I'm a stripper. I mean, if you were
Hey, I'm a real estate agent, right? And if I go
you're a
out,
stripper.
No, you're not. No,
wait,
you're not, bro.
during the day, here's my business card. During the day,
And here comes Karen with her cape of feminism. And this is how a lot of these black females have ended up where they are. Right? She's gonna sit there and say, oh, I'm not a stripper. Now, I don't know nothing about her. Right? So I'm just going along with what's known or claimed to be known in this video with Fresh and Fit on their podcast. They're saying, no, you are a stripper. And she admits that she is a stripper because she says not in the day. So she's acknowledged that they've called her a stripper, and she's restating and claiming that she has a real estate business during the day, so at night she's a stripper. The problem with what she's saying, it doesn't change reality, and I don't get these idiots, like these females. They just throw reality in the trash, man. It's crazy as fuck. It's like, as a man, you gotta always stay grounded, in truth, in your own truth, as well as truth. You know what I mean? It's she's a stripper, man. It doesn't matter if you do real estate. It doesn't matter. People, look, I got nothing against this LGBTQ community, right? But I want to say something like, a man that has sex with men and has sex with women, he is not bisexual. He is gay. Okay? Because the truth is, your nature is to have sex with women. That's just normal. That's naturally assumed. But if you have sex with men, you're gay. Doesn't matter how many times you have sex with a woman. There's no bisexual. So it's the same sort of situation as if you are a part-time stripper and a real estate owner. You can't negate the fact that you are a stripper. And this is the thing, especially when it comes to us men, like, if you strip 1 hour out of the day, 2 minutes out of the day for money online in the public world, then you're a stripper to us. Doesn't matter how many hours you could work for motherfucking Washington, D.C. You could be, a Senate. You could be whatever. If you strip, you're a stripper. We don't care about all of that. Because at the end of the day, that speaks to our nature and reveals your nature.
When I do real estate, right, and I go out with a man, and I'm so sexy, I make him come in his pants. Does that make me a prostitute?
No, of course not, because your intentionality was not to do that. But the intentionality of you being a stripper and grinding on his penis is not to make it soft. It's not to make it soft.
She want her, let her go. She want to go to him. She want him instead. You gotta let her go, bro.
With all this toxic masculinity, we have the birth of toxic feminism. And as the old saying goes, boys will be boys. Well, today, women are the new men. So I say, women will be women. Thank you for watching. Click that like. Let me know what you think about this one down in the comments. Let me know your opinion. It doesn't matter. Your opinion is always appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.